All right. How you feeling?
Hey, I'm good. I'm good. Got some
Good, good,
good
good.
rest. Ready to do this. So,
Excellent. Excellent. This is huge. What a day. Oh my God. So yeah. Yeah.
so
Very,
you've been doing some other interviews and talk. Okay,
yeah.
just to plug them, where can people find those?
Well, Sarah Westall's rendering hers right now. So she said she'd be up any moment. And I got two that'll be coming out of London. Then I've got oh gosh, Aquarius Rising is gonna do theirs um tomorrow. No, next day. And then I'd actually get my calendar. There's like yeah, it's pretty loaded up. It's like there's actually the Noah project or something. Let me get my calendar real quick. One
Okay.
second. That's what's so crazy. I mean, you take a look at it and it's like,
Holy cow.
yeah, it's taken off.
Yeah, that's
Maggie and Carla, beautiful show. Veronica and Chad have the amazing show. We got Michelle is this amazing host. Um, Triage show. Wake Nation. Emma from Imagination Podcast. She's absolutely brilliant. Mark from London. We've got God help us. Tammy Joy from Beauty for Ashes. We've got Noah podcast coming up on the second, and there's more entries coming in. So
that's so awesome. I'm happy the truth's starting to get out and it's starting to spread like wildfire. So
yeah, especially with this Elon Musk thing now.
yeah. So I want
Yeah.
to get into that. Give me 1 second. I want to first of all plug my personal business. For anybody that's watching, I am a Medicare broker in Arizona. And if anybody here needs help with personally or knows someone that needs help with their Medicare, I'm a specialist in getting people the benefits that will help them the most. I represent almost every plan. Um, just leave a note in the comments. I'll get in touch with you and we can figure out my contact information from there. Second of all, I wanted to make a quick point. I've rewatched the videos a couple times, and I've noticed some facial tics of my own. Wanted to say that I'm not on drugs or anything. It's I was heavily medicated for a long time for bipolar, and because of that, I've got facial tics like crazy to the point where I actually have to get shots every
Mm.
several months in my eyes. Otherwise, my eyes like have trouble opening at this point. So it's the bipolar meds really mess me up. But if you see muscle tics, that's what it is. I'm not on cocaine or anything. So anyway, just want to get those two things out there since we're on our third podcast. But yes, now I want to jump into Neuralink and your connections to that. And I guess if you could just jump us off with the backstory and what Elon Musk is doing and what you think should be done, anything you want to tell us about it.
Oh, absolutely. Well, we now know from the inside that when the work was taken, this screenplay here we've shown before. I always show it and
Yep.
make sure you
Yep.
see. So the 1998 version right here, again, Immortals, which De Laurentiis copyrighted the Immortals title, not Matrix. The one who winded on the Wachowskis copyrighted this title, not Matrix. So
Right.
in here is Neuralink all through it. In fact, the Wachowskis said they wanted to do Jackson and Neck for real.
Okay.
So it's actually originally called Enhancer and Brain Enhancer because it's just as a writer, I was describing what it does as its titling, and they refer to it as the enhancer, which
Okay.
is jacked to the back of the neck, but also serves functionally apart from the jacking. So you can hook it to your home terminal and download memories and erase memories even off your own mind. And your mind will see people and read out exactly how you know them, everything else. You can form a library of memories as in the original work. So what they've done is we've now found out when you take the title Immortals, the Wachowskis didn't take the titles that were available to them with the copyright entries that De Laurentiis himself had put in with Warner Brothers, which was all these other titles. I sent you some graphics about this
Yeah.
and actual copyright shots of their stuff. So the Wachowskis were so upset about Assassins being another writer being brought in on it, that project, where De Laurentiis is with them on the copyright of Assassins. You don't see the Wachowskis on the copyright from De Laurentiis on the Immortals title because they failed as writers and even sent an article they'd have to leave Hollywood. So stay with me on this trail. So they
Okay.
failed. So De Laurentiis puts his own name and company's Paradise Films, De Laurentiis Pictures, on the copyright of The Immortals. And you would see De Laurentiis in Paradise Films on the copyright of Assassins with the Wachowskis. So they're X'd out, unless Joel Silver can convince the suits at Warner Brothers that they should be brought in. This is during 1995 and 96. Now, what happens is when they do Bound, where they use my grandmother's name, Violet, as the main character Larry likes, they are then given the project, the Matrix project, the Immortals, and they don't take one of the titles from the listing, the 347 options they had under my title, subtitles, like great slots in the Copyright Office. Instead, they reverse the letters around. So you get the Immortals title with all those letters in it. They're just switched around to Matrix. And now we know Elon Musk suggested adding an X to make Matrix.
Okay. Yeah.
Elon Musk was given the tech from here by Warner Brothers and Disney, and also with the blessing of the agencies. And the Warner Brothers are given the story. I mean, Wachowskis were given the story and the visuals. So there are two sets of culprits. Elon Musk on one side getting the tech, and then that's why they call him Tony Stark, because he was involved in his family in weapons making.
Okay.
So cool. And that's why in Iron Man 2 you see Elon Musk appear and just smile at the camera. You know, and that's it. He's just there to promote it.
Right. Okay.
Or yeah, while they took the work. So what they're not having you hear is Elon Musk talk about anything negative about the Neuralink. Now, maybe since we're revealing it now, he may try to do a cover back on this and start saying some things that might be a problem. But actually, it's very, very bad. I created this idea, this technology, in order to be used for the story only.
Okay.
It's not to be made for the public.
Right.
And that's why they took it away from me also. And people ask why they take it. They took it so they could use it and make it and then destroy the author. Destroy, they said. And then they give it to Elon Musk, another failed guy that was then groomed by the media, well groomed, to take it. And they even gave him plastic surgery to look a lot like me.
Okay.
Yeah. So you'll see my face. I sent you the face of what I looked like back then.
Yeah, I've got all the pictures you sent. If you need me to pull them out, just let me know.
Yeah. So you can see that's the Elon, the baby faces, we're calling it, the baby faces. So that's supposed to mislead the public to follow us. So you have Elon Musk replacing me when I said, no, we're not making this tech. And they gave it to him while they gave the Wachowskis the story. And that was the agencies were heavily involved in that. So what are some of the ramifications? What's bad about the Neuralink? You know, we know it can help Alzheimer's. That sounds good, right? And it was intended in the original screenplay that it can. But what it can do, and one of the worst things about it is can be used for punitive measures. And the state is planning on it. So what you're going to have is a one world order. We know that. Yeah. But in that one world order, if you are not stepping in line the way they want, or if they have tech and intellectual property they want from you, they will come to you. And I appreciate your story you shared earlier about the medication, because it's exactly what's going to happen. Listen to what they're going to do. You'll understand this.
Right.
They're going to say, for your own safety, so you don't harm yourself, we're going to take your Neuralink. Now, keep in mind, children will be born with this, dependent on it for memory.
Okay.
No longer disciplined to remember things without it. They're going to be dependent on it. It'll be easy memory, easy storage, easy downloads, whatever you want. So they will say they're going to take it from you for your own safety so you don't harm yourself, but they'll give you medication to help you adapt while you don't have it, to calm you, because it'd be you'll even lose bodily functions without it, since you're so dependent on it. And you won't even remember your child's name if you have a child.
Okay.
So yeah, see? So you'll be totally thrown into a world of confusion and harm. And in the screenplay itself, it shows when, like they did in Elysium, when they ripped it off with Elysium, they show it being cut out with a shard of glass, little piece of glass.
Oh yeah.
And the character cuts it out in the original work here, and using Elysium, and he becomes a babbling idiot without it. And then they adapt it. Yeah.
So that's the part where they take the plugs out of the back of the head. Is that okay? Got you.
And in Elysium, what they do is they put a big little box that shows what he's thinking on the back, which is the stupidest thing in the world. They're trying to treat audiences as dumb. Because if you're showing that, then if you're trying to covertly break into a system, especially an AI intense system, heavily connected, you're just showing you're the guy to get, And along with the other part of the ripoff that was really bad, along with this idea, is you have Trinity in black vinyl, which in real life, that's going to go like this.
Right.
And you've got them looking cool with their trench coats all in black with glasses. do they not stand out from the regular public in the program? Do they not
Oh,
stand out in the program?
oh yeah,
Is
absolutely.
that so stupid? It's like, the agents, are they that dumb? They're like, that guy really, whoa, like, where's Waldo? And he's wearing completely black with sunglasses among everybody else. And
Yeah,
then the telephone booth. Joe, the telephone booth.
right.
All the Smiths have to do is look for the telephone booth, bug the
Oh yeah.
telephone booth, blow the telephone booth. You saw the problem.
Well, they've actually done that in our real life. There's no telephone booths left.
Right.
So,
So yeah,
but yeah, I
but,
get yeah.
yeah. That's one of the problems with the Neuralink. Another thing they're going to do is they're going to say they're going to take it from your child. They're going to say, "Oh, your child needs to have their Neuralink taken, and we need to in order to do these procedures medically and things." They're going to do that, and you're going to see your child go scared, confused, and they're not going to remember your name. They're going to remember who you are. Now take it one step further. Child Services steps in. That child is a product of the state who thinks the state is their daddy and mommy.
Right, which ties right into our last conversation. The state will just be able to take any child they want at that point.
Yes, and if you have intellectual property or ideas that you want to keep for a certain other parties and not the state, they come in. We're just going to help you. We don't you harm yourself. We're just going to do this for your own benefit. We'll give you medication. Pull it. They got your ideas. They also know who you talk to, that they can
Okay.
then X off. The X added to the Immortals letters means destroy, final solution, get rid of those that are in the way of them taking their one world order and controlling it. So when Elon Musk says he's adding X all over the place, he's giving the sign and putting it right in our face that he is going to help bring the one world order where it's right in the main screenplay, Joe, right in the original that he took the work from, he given the tech from.
Okay.
That's the final solution and the harvesting. Let the harvest begin, the architect says. The harvest has begun, Morpheus says.
Yes. Yeah.
The
Okay.
harvest is everything, taking our personalities, everything. And they'll put us into a, like Tom Cruise in Minority Report, Stasis. They'll put our memories into a library of memories. They'll even watch our intimate intercourse with love, like our wife or our girlfriend, for entertainment.
Okay.
It's
Wow.
that bad. And that's actually in the original work. In the original work, the Smith agent is enjoying tapping into what Neo and Trinity are doing.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah.
That's becoming a reality. That's what wow.
So
That's,
look at all the bad things, and that's just scratching the surface of why the Neuralink was never supposed to be made. I'm the father and creator of the Neuralink. It cannot be denied. With this gold seal and everything else, and these dates preceding Matrix and Elon Musk, if they want to go that far, the Tony Stark that created
wow.
that thing that gave him his fortune, that's mine. So he's been noticed, he's been told, and the fact that we're actively seeking for representation means they do not scroll, they do not run the time limit for me to file. I'm actively looking, which means there's no time accumulating that I could run out of statute time.
Okay.
I am actively looking. So
Wow.
I am going to bring it. So he has the choice now, Elon, to do the right thing. Yeah.
Yeah, and the whole X thing, I appreciate the explanation because that was so weird that all of a sudden Twitter's X. The other thing that I did notice, if you put the X and mirror it, it makes the same sign as the Mason sign. It's
Good point.
the
Good point.
Mason symbol. Yep.
That had brought me in with CIA operatives, Lauren Holmberg, Paul, these other guys on Maui, CIA operatives, exports, imports out of Africa that said, we're recruiting you, we're bringing you into Masons, we're going to blow your mind because we're fascinated by your work and your story, you know. And so they were bringing me in and grooming me to be in the Masons, and they upped me with chairs like fast as you can go. You're supposed to go so many chairs.
Okay.
They were okay. Skip 5 chairs. Skip 5 chairs.
So they wanted to make you a 33rd degree with like short time. Wow, that's crazy.
Grandmaster. Yeah.
Well, we everybody who's in the truth movement and follows the truth movement appreciates you sticking to your guns then, because that's very appealing to to take the world instead of sticking to what's right and sticking to the truth. So we on behalf of everybody that looks and digs for the truth, we appreciate it.
Well, thank you. It's a heavy cost, but it's worth it in the end. It's worth it.
Yeah.
If I stop Neuralink by claiming my rights to Neuralink as the creator of Neuralink, Elon Musk and the whole world order will start to fall apart. They have spent so much time, effort, money, years, decades, centuries coming up to try to get a one world order. When my tech was introduced, they were like, Eureka, this
Yeah.
will be it. This will be it. This is how you control the masses. They hadn't thought of it.
Hmm.
Now they're blaming me, saying that, well, Tom, you're the one that created this thing, so therefore you're responsible for basically the Antichrist kicking in.
Oh
So
yeah.
I was made to be the face of Christian coalition, and now Elon Musk gets the baby face through plastic surgery to be the face to mislead you, as I was supposed to mislead you, groomed completely by the inside by the different factions.
Wow. Absolutely fascinating. So yeah, everything he does, like he bought Twitter claiming to want to do free speech for all. He's everybody that's speaking truth is still getting censored. They're still getting their accounts removed. His SpaceX program, I'll be honest, and this is probably going to lose some credibility with a lot of people, but I have given a lot of credibility to the flat Earth theory, and I think SpaceX, when that shuttle blew up not too long ago, I think that was just it hitting the firmament, and there's just so many shady things that he does, like the costume that he wore, where he had the Baphomet on the front of it, and he was basically advertising that he's an agent for the devil, and people still want to think that he's trying to do good, and
Right.
it just blows my mind that with all the stuff that he's doing, everything is trying to give credibility to the devil, and even X or Twitter or whatever it is, they've got records of everything that anybody ever does on there, and
Right.
they, anything that you do wrong or shady, they will be able to use that against people at some point, and it's
It's the precursor. It's the
yeah,
precursor to
yeah,
the Neurolink. The Neurolink is their gold mine. They know it, and that's why they claim it in house by giving it to people that have failed. He failed, Wachowski's failed, Sophia Stewart failed at what they did. So they're D players that are then given the stuff and all the grooming by the public or on the media to make them famous, and that's what they brag about, being famous. I can, if you look at Elon's face next to mine when I submitted back in '93, and look at my face next to his, you'll see why they chose both of us at different times, why they chose us.
right.
And if you look at my eyes and look at his eyes, you'll see a difference. His look like from the Jaws, where Grody's being chewed to death in the dull eyes of the shark. That's what they look like. There's no life there. It's just,
No.
I'm going to cover everything up and there's nothing there. Instead of that spark. And he also is now saying this, Joe, in his interviews. He's saying that when he was 5 or 6 years old, which is when I was, when it started happening, that he couldn't turn off the creative thought coming. He couldn't turn off the creative thoughts. He couldn't turn them off. And you know what? Yeah, I've got writing, scribbles, books, notes, everything, because I couldn't turn them off. The only way I could deal with it is to put it down, even
Mhm.
at a young age. So Elon Musk, where's your notebooks? Where's your ideas? If
Right.
you couldn't turn it off like I couldn't turn it off, and you're saying it happened when you're 5 years old, like when it happened to me when I was 5 years old, copying exactly what I had in my life, where's your work? I've got
Right.
mine. Let's
Yeah,
put it out. Let's put it out.
exactly. Even
Yeah.
me, who hasn't done anything huge, I've always had notebooks and things that, same thing. Like if you write it down,
It's
you
the only way to deal
need
with it.
to.
It's the only way to deal with that flow. I couldn't turn it off. And now he's saying,
Absolutely.
I couldn't turn it off. Where is it?
Yeah. Yeah.
And then the other thing, he had his wife on there, his ex-wife on this, and they always play the soft piano music. My God. So they just think we're dumb, or they play a ding, ding, a ding, ding. While he's talking really, yeah, I couldn't. I was different in school. And then he has his ex-wife come on, even at TED Talks, going, you know, um, Elon, on his forms, he doesn't put down King of the World or Stud Playboy. I'm quoting. He puts down just engineer.
Yeah.
Well, here's the question, Joe. His ex-wife is paid quite well to get on there, and
Mhm.
say those two choices specifically, because she's saying what he didn't even put down what he is. He didn't put down what he can put down, which represents him best. Okay, what is that, ex-wife? King of the world. What else? Studley Playboy. Oh, so we're supposed to be shocked they didn't put that down.
Right.
So that gives you a clue how they want you to see him.
Right. Yeah.
That's pretty scary.
It
Tom
is.
Althouse, the creator of Neurolink, would never say, "I'm a studly playboy." He would
Right.
have to face,
You
or
certainly would say king
"I'm
of the
king of
world.
the world."
Yeah.
No,
You certainly would not.
no.
No, no. So
So
it's
that gives a clue to where he is and what an ego he's got and how it's groomed by the inside. Failed people are the ones that they know inside, the agencies and the Hollywood system and the religious right know that if you take failed people, they tend to be more loyal to you for the rewards,
mm-hmm,
the fame, and the
mm-hmm.
attention.
And the
And
money. And the
yeah,
money, honestly.
that's right. That's right.
You don't make billions of dollars without selling out your soul.
That's
It
right.
just doesn't happen in this world. Like,
That's why they pick failed narcissists,
mm-hmm,
that need for superiority,
mm-hmm.
and then
Yep.
they call the person they attacked and took from a narcissist, which is a
Right.
narcissist playbook move.
Yep.
So even though,
No.
and what did my sister do when she was bought and changed? And I had this diagnosis. It was tremendous empathy, genius, gifted genius, and all this stuff. Saw all people as, with rose-colored glasses. Everybody had good in them. My sister tore it up.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
No, and she turned on you, tried to get you locked up, and
Yes, a couple times, and said
yep.
she's never going to stop. Yeah.
Yeah.
So here we are. Here we are, Joe. And
Mhm.
what you're doing right now with these other hosts that are lined up too, they said that's what wins the chess game. That's what causes us to win.
Yeah.
So I'm so glad we're doing this. I'm
No,
so glad you contacted me.
it's maintaining, getting information out there, no matter what, no matter how few people see it. Just get the truth out there consistently, and don't stop talking to normal people on a personal level. Plant these seeds, and just we still got a chance to win this thing. It's looking bleak
Yeah.
for us, but
Yeah.
we still got a chance to win.
Well, with this, we got them.
Yeah.
So a good, smart, savvy female attorney or a couple come, they're afraid of those. They're afraid of that. They're still man driven. So they'd be very afraid of that. That allows due process, guarantees that due process goes through. And then we get a deposition filmed, videoed of Elon Musk at a deposition, they'll want to settle right away.
Oh, I believe
The
it. Yeah.
goal is to stop the Neuralink, to restore it to my credit and ownership, so
Mhm.
I control what happens to it, and I'll be faithful with that. That's
Yeah.
all we need. Get a good female attorney or attorneys to make sure due process filed properly, all T's crossed, all I's dotted, everything's in properly, and then we immediately go for discovery and demand a deposition of Elon Musk. We'll have Neuralink back. You betcha. He won't want to be caught with his diapers down.
Yeah. And then what do we do at that point? Do we destroy it, or
No,
what do you do?
we regulate application that is for Alzheimer's people.
Okay.
We can help them have their vivid moments with their loved ones.
Okay.
We use it also if it's needed to, and believe me, I will use it for what we need to use it for. And that will be in the Nuremberg trials to come. In the Nuremberg trials to come in DC, where we will run on criminal elements such as Biden and others and Hunter and Joel Silver and the attorneys for Warner Brothers, there'll be a list of those that tried to get the Neuralink into place. I'm going to advocate that we take it on them, that we extract their memories and use it, their own thoughts, to condemn them for what they were doing to a world.
Okay. Yeah.
Back on them. We will own it. We can say how it's used. And I'm going to say to their very faces when we get to that point, this is for your own good. We don't want you to harm yourself. We want to make sure, you're safe. Give you some medication to help you while you're in transition. And we're also going to know everything you try to do to harm the innocent in this world. Sweet dreams.
Yeah. I've heard those first several statements given to me before. I don't want to go into that too much, but yeah, that besides we're gonna look at your memories. That's what people do. That
You know what they're going to say, Joe? You're right. You know what they're going to say when I tell them that? If I'm able to use my device that way legally, they're going to go like this. I'll tell you anything you want. I'll tell you anything you want. Okay. Who, what, where, why? Well, skip the why. You're narcissistic. Who, what, where?
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yep. And yeah,
This world will change. Yep. That's how the New World Order gets turned around.
Okay.
That's how it turns around.
Yep.
And I will help. There'll be checks and balances on me to hold me accountable too. Believe me, I'm scrutinized every time I open my mouth on the air.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And it's I I wanted to bring up I went to see one of the original QAnons
Mm.
and saw him speak, and it just reminded me how much power God still has in this world, and how much power, maybe the book of Revelations is a warning and not something that's destined to happen. Maybe it's to let us know the plan so that
You
we
are
can continue
good.
to.
Let me just tell you what you just said, if I may. Well, finish your thought and let me tell
No,
you.
no,
I
that's
just,
fine. Go ahead.
all
But
right. Immortals was written with the revelation ending on purpose. The squiddies are from the revelations. They
okay.
look like the locust in the front with precision striking tails, things like that. You know, like wingless locusts. What I did was when I approached making it, I asked God, basically, asked God or divine,
Yeah.
as your children, can we have a chance to prove ourselves to you? I've read Job. I've seen this all. I see Revelations. It looks terrible. Can we prove to you that your children can come through?
Hmm.
If you create a different timeline.
Yeah.
I was allowed to do that. And this is what resulted 190 new concepts that were lifted. Tech, such as Surrey, iPad, Neurolink. Forget aliens. It's all from that answer being given.
Right.
Yes was the answer. We're on a different timeline now. Now we're not heading to the historic way.
Yeah.
Now we're headed to a new way where we can invert. Because I was given the word, well done. I did it. I
Yeah.
did it. We did it. We have a
Yeah.
new timeline. The children came through.
Right.
Heavy price. Heavy price. It was quite a storm. Lost everything, even my boys' lives. Only one left. We have it now. And now they said they put us in our own story. So now it's not at all what they accounted for century upon century, including the Masons.
Right. And the fact that they stole it from you and made the Matrix, even though it was stolen, the Matrix woke so many people up to the truth that people who really get it started digging, and they're starting to find you and starting to realize it was stolen along with so many other truths at the same time, and it's just, if you know the right people and follow the right people, and there's so many people doing such great research that there's
Right.
so many truths coming to light, and it's like the deep state is in an absolute panic right now.
Turmoil. Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
they're starting to, and I shouldn't say this because I don't want to get this
Eat each
video
other out.
pulled, but they're starting to use things like the whole fires in Hawaii or the
Yes.
fires all
Yes.
over the West Coast right now.
Yes. Yes.
Like
Yes.
they're destroying things because they're in such a panic mode, and it's
That's exactly it. Joe, you're spot on. You're spot on. And keep in mind, how did one individual, this guy right here, who was then trained to get rid of his ego, I had to get rid of my ego. I
yeah.
had to have complete humility and then learn actual compassion where it's not just something I think I know, I absolutely know it, which
Hmm.
blows the other side away. The Disney calls I have on tape from Disney and other people, blown away by that. And I'm telling you have to have compassion for humanity to evolve and step forward. I'll be teaching classes on that. Layered thinking came from that. And also look at the tech. How in one pinpointed life was I then given Windows, which I pitched to my Millersville professors that were visiting three guys from Silicon Valley in 1980. And I didn't attend a computer class at all. I didn't attend it.
Yeah.
That's why the green scrolling blips are in Immortals. The green scrolling blips are in Immortals because I couldn't stand the DOS program. Where it
Okay.
was this
Yeah.
dull green. It was not stimulating. So I hated. I put it into the Immortals. The guys were having to stare at to navigate their ships. So what
Right.
happens is I went to my class at Millersville after not attending any of the classes last day. And these professors were like, you're going to fail. You have to, if you're going to withdraw, it's withdrawal failing. You never took any classes. I said, yeah, but I wanted to share my idea. I'm not just going to be in and out here anyway. I don't care. It's like Office Space. And so I get in there and I'm like telling them, You have a central learning area. From that area, you send out, information to the different homes, and that schools won't have to use the resources to heat them and then this kind of thing. More time with family and events, things like this. You have these screens that are colored, your choice, movies, phones you can use. Your chairs are conforming to your body in whatever position, looking up, down in these cubicles while you're doing your learning. And you jack in whatever, but it's like this. It was you open a window to expound on information, and then from the central area you can open another window if you want to expound further. I said windows.
Okay, yeah.
So Bill Gates, these guys go back to California. Bill Gates gets it, Steve Jobs gets it. So they argue with each other, trying to be very careful not to divulge that it wasn't from them either.
Right.
And so they fight with each other. And then Disney, after they get my screenplay, Eisner says the biggest payoff he ever gave, which he regrets, was to Steve Jobs.
Okay, yeah.
He had to placate Steve Jobs because suddenly Tom's coming up. They want to use Tom's work. That's going to give away that Windows was from Tom, not from Steve Jobs or Bill Gates. They both lost.
Yeah. Yeah.
We're stopping all this. So Windows led to, of course, natural progression, the immortal screenplay, the Matrix story, iPad, Surrey, Neurolink, all one guy, because the ego was to be gone. Mm-hmm. So that I could then point the way to where the world should be while they're playing a one world order. That's why they kept trying to buy me off.
Right.
Buy me off. Buy me off. We'll give you a plane. We'll give you a home. You can change your curtains. You'll give you a trip out here, they said, to the finest resort. 10 people can come with you. If you don't like it, we'll get you a different resort. We'll set you up. If you'll then look at being a script doctor for us, where you don't get credit for your work, but you can teach others how you write. What do you think? No, I'm not going to rip off other people's work. So here we are, Joe. Here we are.
Yeah,
it's like
it all comes from asking the divine to give us a second chance. And
that's exactly what it was. And then knowing you got to face that storm that's going to come. And boy, is it a heavy price. But I don't regret that I did it. Here we are on the other side of it. And now the other side is trying to bring me home, saying, come home. They use the phrase come home. They're saying that audiences aren't going to figure out that you wrote this stuff. So come home to all the studios and all the people that know you wrote it. We all know you wrote it. Their attorneys will come up after trying to trash me on the testimony, and then come up and shake my hand and say, you're really actually our cool guy. We know you wrote it. Warner Brothers lead attorney said, given the fact you wrote The Matrix.
Well, yeah. Well, and the fact that they are giving you credit on IMDb now, even though it's for the one you didn't write, they have to admit something because you've got so much proof. They throw your name on the number 4 because
they're trying to claim ownership. And then people joke. You're right. And then people have the audacity, some of these trolls and all, to say, how come he's not dead yet? So I'm supposed to be a fraud because I'm not dead yet? That's the only way I can prove I'm genuine, is if I'm dead?
Well, yeah.
What the hell world are we in?
I know. It's not good. And all these people that died that people think gives them credibility, a lot of them were just sacrifices that, like they I don't want to name names. I don't want to get this video.
I know.
But it's like the people don't realize that a lot of these people that die, it doesn't give them credibility. They were following the elites, and the elites decided to make a sacrifice.
As soon as they decide, many times, as soon as they decide they might just share information, they will be eliminated.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And they'll put code around it too. They'll do signals within their own organization, because whenever they do these things, they want to warn other members not to step out of line. Yeah. And sometimes when they have a thought where people are going to jump ship, like in my case, I get these calls a lot from NASA scientists, from inside Hollywood, from producers, and they'll say, a lot of people are thinking to jump over and we're going to help you get this done. So the other side will do an assassination. And at that point, even if the person's not really guilty of anything in their minds, they're just going to show that they want to pull the reins in on everybody. Say, don't you do anything. Here's an example. You pick a lower echelon somebody to knock off and then put the message through that this has been a sacrifice. Example. They've been made an example of. Everybody get back in line. Stop running over to Tom Rover.
Mm-hmm. So, yeah. It's we're up against a power that's on this earth that most people don't even realize, but we're starting to make some great ground, and I'm seeing that. As much as they try and silence everybody, more and more people are learning the truth. I mean, when I first woke up to the truth was back in 2008, and at that point, there was nobody that knew anything. And I'm running around like a crazy person saying, "Hey, these people want to kill us. They have a
Right.
plan to eliminate us all." And everybody's just look. I'm just labeled as a lunatic. At that point. But now, 15 years later, there's so many people when you bring up little tiny things that are like they
Right.
have their own information on it and they run and tell you what they know, and it's amazing to watch.
So I want
You
to say thank you for being one of the very few and the first
Yeah,
to stand forward and take those blows
yeah,
and
yeah.
not give in, not sell out. That is a big message to the other side. It's huge.
Well, you can't. Once you honestly know the truth and you have a love for the divine, you can't just like say, "All right, well, I'm just gonna pretend and like follow the satanic plans anymore." It doesn't
Right.
work, you
Well,
know.
there you raised something important. My two sons were murdered because they wanted others to know in the cabal, don't go over to Tom Aldhouse because your sons will die. That was their message. And when I started telling people, I am finishing this in the memory of my sons, in the honor, that's why the cabal, your bosses, have failed, because I'm going to finish this as a father for the
Mhm.
memory of my sons and that others don't get hurt. And that countered their whole tactic. It countered it. So
Right,
instead of it being something that kept people in line, it still had a draw for them to
right.
cross back over.
No, and that alone gives you more legitimacy. Like that the fact that they would kill your sons means that you must be you must be the real deal, you know. And
You're right. It should lend itself that way, even though they pay my sister now to switch around and go, it's just coincidence. It's just yeah, two sons at separate occasions, two
right,
sons with most oddest of deaths. It's like, how can a young man who's expert swimmer, diver, how could he die in a military lap pool, shallow lap pool? And where's the lifeguard? How did he just leave? And how come he was revived? And Stars and Stripes said they do an investigation, but he's dead? They said
right.
he was revived. And
Yeah.
how come I never get to see him? And they cremated him.
Oh
And
wow.
yeah, yeah,
Wow.
yeah.
That
So yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
Jeez. Well, we've always, me and you and a lot of the people that are waking up have a good understanding of what we're up against and the lengths that they'll go to keep pushing this new world order, this agenda 3030 or 2030, I should say.
right.
They're just, they're willing to kill and destroy anything to get the job done for themselves. And the only thing we can do on our end is continue to share the truth to try and build an army of people that knows what's going on.
Well,
And I
that's
think,
why, yeah, Joe, that's why I am saying publicly, I'm going to start saying publicly for the other side to know, because they operate on this kind of thing of power. They said all they know. When I do reclaim my work, because I have all the proofs and everything, when we have that great attorneys that can make sure due process is done, and Elon runs for the hills when we go to depose him, so the settlement happens, and I have instituted my work back, I am going to develop, like I said, certain aspects help Alzheimer's patients. I'm also letting the cabal know that their top heads that I'm very familiar with, I'm going to request, and I'll have a lot of influence, that we utilize it in order to extract and to prosecute them in the future, and make sure that they're shut away for life and that their memories will be played for audiences. We're going to play their memories that pertain to their crimes. You'll hear Hunter Biden's memories. You'll hear Joel Silver's. You'll hear Michael Eisner's. You'll hear Steven Spielberg's. You're going to hear the Wachowskis. Now, you'll need a vomit bag when you hear how they think. It's not going to be very intelligent. It's not going to be very edifying. It's going to be pretty disgusting and pretty sexist and pretty revolting. But
Mhm.
we're going to let people know how losers think. So cabal members know that I'm going to finish this job. I'll claim my work back. I'm going to reveal you laid bare like the day of judgment.
That's an awesome spot to finish. We're right out of time now, but that's a great way to end this. So so happy you were with me again. Let's continue to do this, and we'll try and bring some more guests in eventually. And thanks so much for your time, and yeah, love talking to you. So
All
we're
right.
gonna have to end it there because we're out of time.
Sounds good. Let's take care. Take care. I'll see you soon.
You too.